Geez, you can't take 2 seconds out?
Hey there, y'all. I'm Juliette Miranda. Welcome to Bourbon Soaked Live, the best place to be on a Monday night for cocktails and conversation.
When we damn feel like it.
When we feel like it, y'all, because we've been a little busy these days. So occasionally we are going to have to, hit the pause button on the live show so that David and I can recover from our wild and crazy weekends. Speaking of that voice behind the camera, that would be my producer.
Hello, hello, hello. Happy Monday.
How's it going, handsome producer man?
Ooh, that's a lot to soak in. 1, I'm still handsome. 2, I'm producing the best I can. And yes, I still maintain I am a man.
Well, all right. You are just batting all over the place. I love it. So we're doing things a little bit differently tonight. Part of the reason why we've been a little lax on these live shows is because we have been infested with guests.
Infested is not the way you want to be referred to as a guest when you come to the home.
You know what? After you spend enough time with us, you will realize that an infestation is actually kind of a compliment.
Mm-hmm.
It is. So our studio is a little bit in disarray right now, which means that instead of being where he should be, which is over there, David the producer is over here. I don't have a monitor, which means I can't see the fucking chat.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, right. I can see on my phone, but it's very, very tiny, and it looks completely unprofessional for me to be staring at this thing while, I'm talking with y'all. So you're just going to have to bear with us tonight, folks, because things are a little uneven.
Uneven how?
Uneven.
Uneven?
Uneven.
You make it sound like I walk with a limp.
No, I just like being on a level studio ground, and right now my studio is upside down, so
Limpy the producer. Great.
Yes, my producer is just shirking his production duties. Anyway, y'all, tonight we are going to be talking about bad ideas, and we will get to the bottom of the question: are there no bad ideas and just good ideas with bad execution?
Or good ideas with bad intentions, or bad ideas with good people trying to execute poorly.
That's a whole lot of words. I only heard maybe a third of them. But before we do all that, y'all, David the producer, can you let me know who's hanging out in the chat?
Yes, we have Guardian of Chaos. Oh, by the way, first one in. Oscar the Grouch.
Oh, sweet. Cheers to you.
And of course, I just said Guardian of Chaos is here. Anthony Redneck Way of Life is here. Billy D's is here. Oh. Gang's starting to gather.
All right. Well, I love it. Thanks for joining us tonight, y'all. Remember, like the fucking video, subscribe, and share it with all of your friends, because how else are we going to have a conversation unless there are people to actually talk to?
That's right. Oh, Larry just popped in, as well as Charles Ashworth.
Oh, good. I love it. Now, remember, y'all, I can't really see the chat right now, so David's going to be feeding all of your comments into me. Another reminder, if you are watching on Facebook, come on over to YouTube, because if you're commenting on Facebook, none of us can see anything that you have to say.
I can't see shit.
We can't see crap, y'all. So just get over here to YouTube. It's far nicer. The water's reasonably warm, only a little dirty. I think you'll like it here.
And Anthony Redneck Way of Life says, they say the road to hell was paved in good intentions.
And we have no intentions whatsoever tonight, so I don't know where it's going to take us.
We have no retentions. That's the difference.
Yeah, I'm retaining nothing tonight. Maybe a little bit of bourbon, but otherwise.
Me, water.
Speaking of bourbon, y'all, what are you drinking? I have the Knob Creek 9-year 100 proof bourbon in my hands, and it's rather tasty, so cheers, y'all.
Oh, and Container Man just popped in. Haven't seen Container Man in a bit.
Hello, Container Man. Thank you for joining us.
It's been a hot minute.
So, David, the producer, what do you think of this Knob Creek 9-year?
Just started drinking it moments ago, and one, it tastes like bourbon.
It does.
That's the good
news. It really
news.
Tastes like bourbon. Fuck yeah.
No, I like it. It doesn't have too much of a burn for 100 proof, and I will say that the finish is really nice, but not strong enough for me.
So I have mixed feelings about this. This is kind of like the basic Knob Creek for all practical purposes. It comes from the Jim Beam family. It's very high corn, I think like 75% corn in the mash, 13% rye, and 12% malted barley. And it makes for a really smooth, easy to drink bourbon. The 100 proof gives it a little bit more kick without overwhelming it. At $35 a bottle, you can pretty much do whatever you want with this. You can drink it neat. You can mix with it, or hell, you can clean your wounds out with it. It's really, do whatever you want. It's good, not going to blow you away, but very, very drinkable.
Yeah, I say it won't clean a wound out. I think that pretty much sums it up.
No, this will totally clean out a wound.
I think the people over at Knob Creek will look at that and say, wow, what a ringing endorsement for our bourbon.
No, right. You can douse out your gouge marks with it. I don't want to make it sound like I don't like it. I do. I like Knob Creek. I just feel like this particular version, it's a little thin.
Considering it's 9 years, you would think it would be a little bit, have a little bit more edge to it.
Well, I feel like it's very astringent. So 9 years is maybe a little awkward. I feel like maybe 10 years or older. And I've had some of the older Knob Creek releases, and they're much better than this because the oak starts to soften up a little bit here. It's just a little too popsicle stick-like.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. And Charles Ashworth says, drinking some Middleton, very rare right now, which is awesome.
Fancy.
We have Godspeed Super Beast joining us in the chat, which, by the way, that was the name of my underwear in college. I love that name. And Elder's here.
Well, y'all, thanks for being here. Now, remember, you've got the chat open, so contribute to the conversation, because I know y'all have some bad ideas out there. David, the producer.
Yeah, you want to talk a little bit about just the topic?
Sure.
Go ahead. Knock yourself out.
Well, actually, speaking of bad ideas, so I don't know if you can see it. I can't see myself. I don't have a confidence monitor. I don't know what you're seeing, but I have a massive bruise on my leg. And it was,
yeah,
nice?
You can actually see it, I think, in the camera. Hold on, let me get a different angle here. Hold, please. At least get that out of the way. There you go.
It isn't as bad as it was. A week ago, this thing took up, all of my leg. And this is from a very bad idea. And that was walking through a closed wrought iron gate.
Not a good idea.
No, terrible idea. And it was really just due to the fact that I had had a lot to drink. We were coming out of our favorite piano bar. And I just happened to forget that there was a gate in front of me. And I just beat the hell out of my leg.
Yeah, it had a pretty good knot on there for quite some time.
I know, but that's a very minor bad idea. That's more stupid than bad idea. So tonight we're going to be talking about the things we do with deliberate intent, knowing full well that this probably isn't a good idea. And I think the best way to open this conversation is to talk about drugs and alcohol. For me, that last shot was probably a very bad idea.
I would concur.
Another bad idea. We had a house guest. And that house guest decided to take an offering that was given to him by one of our friends. Now, our friend really did have good intentions. He thought he would enjoy it. And I don't know exactly what you call this, but it was essentially 100% indica in sort of honey-like form. And it's just like this little droplet that you put on your finger.
It's 100% THC.
Yeah. Exactly. And the indica strain.
Yes.
So our friend went on a little time travel that night.
Yeah, he did.
We were afraid that he had died the next morning. That is how out of it he was. He spent the entire night at our friend's house with us. So we're all hanging out. He sat on the couch with dead man stare.
Dead like doll's eyes.
Yes, I have never seen anybody that vacant before in my life. It was a little terrifying. And every so often we'd, poke him and say, "Hey, dude, you still with us?" And he'd be like, "Yeah, man, it's all good." And we didn't hear from him again until about, 10, 11 o'clock the next morning.
Yeah, somewhere about.
Yeah, so that was not a good idea.
Oh, Bashful of the round table just joined us. And she said, liked and shared. Hello, everyone.
Well, hello. And as you can see, I'm doing this the hobo way here and checking out the chat. Because
and Mad Kiwi joined us as well. There you go.
And I see that Larry has a note to guests. He says, no masturbation in the guest room /studio. thank you for that public service announcement.
That's right. If you're a guest at our house, we prefer you don't masturbate in the room that we provide you. But if you do, we have a black light to prove that you've been a bad, bad person.
And we mostly wash the sheets after every visit.
That's not true. We never do.
We never do. That's a lot of work, y'all. I mean, I'm not sleeping in them, so I don't give a fuck. But yes, always remember, if you are visiting with us and one of our friends offers you 100% THC, just say no.
Yep. And SoCal Okie just joined us, says, what's up, all?
Nice to see you here. I see the Blend Whiskey has joined us as well. Cheers to you. Glad you're here with us tonight. So y'all, I want to hear about your bad ideas as they relate right now to drugs and alcohol.
Everyone's had some bad ideas with drugs and alcohol.
Another bad idea for me personally is mixing weed and booze. Yeah.
You know, I'm not a fan of that. And well, one, I don't like weed at all.
I no longer like weed. I used to love it, but now it just doesn't really jive with my system. So were I to, and I've done this, mix the two of them, I will be so violently ill.
I know a lot of people that can do it successfully, though, that know their limits on each side and can balance them.
I know. And you know what? More power to them. Bless their hearts, because I don't know how they do it. I cannot stand upright when I do that. The last time I did was in Michigan, and I wound up barfing over a tree stump for about 3 hours while my friends were all having dinner.
Bashful said, dropping acid after everyone went to sleep.
Ooh, so
lonely acid trip.
You were all alone and tripping on acid. In some cases, that could be a good thing. I guess it just depends on your tolerance for it.
I know she ended up in a field mauling a deer somewhere.
I know, you wake up, you're covered in blood and bone bits. That's a problem. That's a bad idea.
I think the worst idea I've ever had with drugs was at the age of 21 that I offered my mother a hit of cocaine. A line, if you will.
Yes, that is absolutely
not a great idea.
What in the world made you think that that was even remotely okay?
I thought it was okay because at that point I thought I was an adult. I thought that, you know, we were now on even playing ground kind of stuff.
Adults just do cocaine together?
Well, the adults I hung out with did at the time when I was 21.
You were not hanging out with adults. You were hanging out with musicians.
I was hanging out with children.
Exactly. My point exactly.
They were mentally stunted.
They were musicians. They're dummies. I see that SoCal Okie says, mushrooms after a night at the bar. Pretty violent night. Ooh, yeah, I have a bad tolerance for mushrooms. Like, they always start out okay. Like, the rise is okay for me. And things get a little fuzzy around the edges. And for me, like, sound just becomes very consuming. But then things just go bad. And then I do things like throw jellyfish at people if I'm, in Jamaica.
You've been known to do that.
I've been known to do that.
So Bashful said that she went out to the gazebo, sat out in the middle of town, and listened to crickets, bored as hell. And that's on an acid trip.
And that was on acid?
Just sat there and listened to crickets.
Are you sure they were crickets?
Right.
I don't know. There's just something about hallucinogens that it trips me out. I suppose that's what they're supposed to do. I don't enjoy the ride on hallucinogens. I just don't. I much prefer the mellowness that booze gives me, the little like silly tint that it gives me.
See, Container Man says, no drugs, but just got wasted, went outside to throw up, slept on a back porch in single-digit temperatures.
Wow. Did you wake up with frostbite?
Oh, he's lucky he's alive.
We all do stupid things, though, when we drink. I mean, I think that I can sing when I drink, and I will get up on stage and I will do karaoke, and it's not good. It really isn't good. I'm very optimistic about it. Like, I believe I am hitting the notes and I believe that I am kicking ass. But then you kind of look out into the crowd And the room is either completely cleared out or it's everybody going, ooh.
Ooh. Yeah, I get that. Hey, SoCal Okie says, did the crickets talk crap to you? Very well could have. You're going to have to answer that one, Bashful.
I think that's one of my favorite scenes in A Million Ways to Die in the West is when, what's his name, and the chick.
Seth MacFarlane.
Seth MacFarlane and Charlize Theron are smoking grass out on the prairie, and he starts to believe that the prairie dogs are talking about him.
Yeah.
That's just the best. How long can we be quiet?
Oh, I can be quiet for a long
I know.
time.
I can sit here and stare at y'all forever. I gotta say, this fucking studio setup is making me insane. It's really tripping me out.
I know it's really bothering
I feel like
you.
I'm on acid right now. That's how bad it is. So I don't even know where I'm going with this.
Oh, can I say a bad idea?
Please do.
I've had plenty of them throughout my lifetime.
Please do.
I've had lots of bad ideas, but I think one of my epic bad ideas, also involving my mother. I don't know what it is about my mother and bad ideas, but it just seemed to get grouped together that way. The time that I brought home a stripper to introduce her to my mom.
As your girlfriend, not just as somebody that you picked up off of the street.
Right. Yeah. It's not like, hey, she just got off stage and she still has dollar bills hanging from her, garter.
Now,
No.
Did you tell your mom what she did as a profession then, or did you just say, hey, Mom, this is my chick?
No, I was going to keep it a secret, but failed to mention to said girl to do the same.
So she was classy and told your mom that she's a stripper?
She said she was a dancer, but in further investigation through conversation, my mother ascertained pretty damn quickly that she was dancing for cash.
We all know what that means.
Yeah.
You meet a chick who's in her early 20s or however old she was. I'm not being judgy. What do? I'm a dancer. Are you, sweetheart? Are you really?
With the ballet, are you?
Good for you. Yeah, I'm sure you're just, Bob Fosseing it up all over the place.
Hey, you know what? You're a stripper as well. Don't knock it.
I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying, when somebody asked me what I did, I said I dance at private parties.
Mm-hmm.
I never said, oh, I'm a dancer. No. And it was very short-lived anyway.
Those weren't Yankee cranky parties, were they?
I'm sorry, what?
Yankee cranky parties.
Did you just say Yankee Cranky?
Yes.
Is that a Yankee Candle?
Yeah, no, it's not a Yankee Candle.
I don't want to smell that.
No, you don't.
Okay, I need further clarification, and I'm probably going to regret this, so bad idea, but what exactly is a Yankee Cranky party?
Ask the chat. I'm sure someone in there knows.
Does anybody know what a Yankee Cranky party is? Have you been to one? Was it a good idea?
It's when you pay for hand jobs. Not that I've ever been to one.
I didn't even know this was a thing. I knew it was a thing, but I didn't know it had a name or a title.
Oh, we have another one from Container Man. He says, weed and beer, then watched Pink Floyd and understood it. Beer run, bought beer in 21 age states, only being 18. Well, that seems reasonable. Nothing wrong there.
Beer and any combination, generally speaking, is a very bad idea. It just doesn't mix. It doesn't mix with other booze. It doesn't mix with food. You just wind up vomiting it up later. And it certainly does not mix with Pink Floyd, although nothing mixes with Pink Floyd either. So.
Oh, and Mike Meyer says, no more Yankee by Wanky. The donger needs food.
Nice 16 Candles reference right there.
Gotta have
well played.
And also Bashful, a call back to her cricket story, says, yes, the crickets may have been laughing. I had no friends to trip with.
Crickets suck.
The Goddamn Bacon, by the way, welcome. Love the name because everyone loves Goddamn Bacon.
Absolutely.
Hitting the freeway. I'll try to stay, I think it says the chat, but be least in the background.
Well,
hey, hang out as long as you can. Goddamn Bacon. Stay safe and don't kill yourself.
Both hands on the wheel.
Yes. And Guardian of Chaos says rub and tug. Yes.
Well, rub and tug I'm familiar with. In fact,
but that's in a massage parlor.
I suspect, and I could be wrong, but that we may have a rub and tug right around the corner from us.
Oh, no, I know we do.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Like they're always out there hawking massages.
Yes.
But it's a front for something. How this place has stayed open throughout the entire pandemic is beyond me because I never see anybody in it. It's a little creepy. It's very dark in there. And if you do get a massage, I'm guessing it's by somebody with dirty hands. It's just weird.
Well, every time I look in there, I go, they look like they're doing this not on their own.
I don't know if they're indentured servants or what, but
they don't look happy to be there.
and they're always hawking their massages, like hardcore.
Standing out in front of the door.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing.
Like, I think they get beaten if they don't hit a certain number of massages every day.
Yeah,
it's a little weird, but you know.
Let's see.
One day, I think we need to get really drunk and go in there and get like foot rubs.
Oh, yeah, we're not going to leave there with a foot rub. I'll tell you that.
Well, next guest we have that stays with us, I'm going to double dog dare them to go do that.
Perfect. You know that the next guest, by the way, is my son, so that's not going to work out so well.
Okay, next guest after him.
My son.
Yes,
thank you.
Exactly.
All right. Blended whiskey says long hair was everything in high school. Used gas stove to light a one hitter. Lit my hair on fire. Just the front.
Oh, fuck.
So you had a skullet. You had probably long in the back and all singed on the front.
Was it just singed or was it like Michael Jackson flames?
Yeah.
Because that's seriously awful.
He went up like a Pepsi commercial.
Did you have to stop, drop, and roll?
You know, you're laughing at a very unfortunate event.
I know.
You know what? I can't help but to do the same.
Because unfortunate events are very, very funny.
That's what makes it a bad idea.
Exactly. So while we're on the subject of things that we do while we're drunk and bad decisions, let's talk about bad sex decisions.
Oh my God. Where do I start?
Yes. We've all made very bad sex decisions. And I think the easiest one to call out would be drunk dialing and then hooking up with an ex.
See, I've never
You've
done that.
never done that. You don't know the thrill.
The thrill.
The momentary thrill of hooking up with an ex.
See, all I know is that once I have an ex, they're called an ex for a reason.
I know, but it's such a conflict to have an ex when you're dating. Let's put it that way. Ex-wives and spouses and all of that, they're just vile and horrible. But
not that you're opinionated.
Not that I have an opinion on this. An ex-partner whom you were not legally bound to, there's a thrill in hooking up with them again that seems so right when you're thinking about it and just, reaching for your phone because, oh my God, it's them. It's going to be good. It's going to be hot. Fuck yeah. And then you get in there and you're like, oh God, why did I do this? Because they're still the same person. You're still the same person. And you have to wake up with them. So
see, Daddy doesn't go back to the well. That's not my thing. I have no context right there.
Well, you are just an oak.
I wouldn't go that far.
No, I mean, I have done the drunk dial and I've always regretted it. I've done the drunken prank phone call as well. Those are more fun, but again, they always know it's you.
I think I've only had a couple of sexual experiences that I, now look back and say that was a bad idea. And it's not the sex act itself or, it's who you end up hooking up with where you go, that was probably not a good idea.
Well, and that's also doing things that are out of your comfort zone or out of your wheelhouse. It could be, like if we were to bring home, say, another person into the bedroom, that could be a really bad idea. I mean, it'd be fun in the moment, of course, but 4 hours later, when you look back on it and you realize you have to live with this decision, oof.
I've woken up, I can't tell you how many times wanting to gnaw my arm off just to get the hell out of the room.
Please tell me this wasn't in the last 13 years.
It was the last 12 days. No.
All right, David, the producer, is sleeping on the couch tonight.
No, of course it was in the past. And it was, you have a couple cocktails. You got the end of night glasses on. You're like, oh yeah, she looks pretty cute. Oh yeah. Then you get her in daylight and you're like, oh my, who hit the vampire lights? Holy shit.
I know, right? So I see we have some chatter here in the chat.
Dr. Fish is here. What's happening, Dr. Fish? Great to see you. Thanks for coming out. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of chatter. Say, Bashful says, wait, guys pay for hand jobs? I'm going to get rich.
Guys will pay for anything. They really will. Like, women are far more thrifty with our money. And if we're going to pay for sex, it's going to be the best goddamn sex on the planet. We're not going to some rub and tug around the corner for it.
This is all true.
I don't understand that mentality. It's like, well, it's sex. What's the difference? Well, it's shitty sex with somebody that, you know, looks like a rabid dog.
Yep. Point well taken. SoCal Okie says, I still have a picture of myself lighting a 4-foot bong next to a jug of 110 octane race fuel.
Whoa.
Wow. You're lucky you're still alive to tell that tale.
Wow. Fire starter. That is hardcore.
Yeah. Blowing it up, brother.
Now, I've always found things like internet dating and app hookups to be very bad ideas as well, because no matter how well you think you know a person from whatever it is, their profile, from your phone conversations, you don't really know them that well. And the idea of hooking up with a person like that, maybe I'm just old and decrepit and, you know, no fun anymore, but that seems like a really bad idea.
Some people just want to get banged. Yeah, I mean, what do you think Tinder, the whole idea behind it is?
I
mean,
know.
People just want to hook up and have sex. And believe me, I'm not against that. But there are the times when you do that and you go, man, I could have swung a little higher for the fences, man.
I mean, you're going to wake up without a kidney one day.
Well, you know there's psychos out there.
Exactly. The world is full of psychos. Whatever happened to fuck buddies? I love fuck buddies. I had so many of them when I was dating.
All right.
But seriously, you know who this person is. You know what you're getting.
No, you trust them. Yeah.
You trust them. You know that you're not going to get stolen and trafficked to Mexico or something like that. It's safe. It's safer. Rather than, Bob down the road who's up for anything.
Well, and the goddamn bacon says, this is why you save old numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Betting my exes would be at least want, what to say, the bet experiment again, giving that they were dragging me into one even on the way out. There you go. And then Bashful says, picking the wrong places to have sex while drunk. Oh, I've had sex in some really messed up places.
So, example?
On the hood of a car, behind a car, in a parking lot.
You have a thing with cars.
Well, when you live with your mom when you're a teenager, you can't get a hotel room at the age of 16.
Right.
So you're banging in all kinds of weird places. Friends' extra spare bedrooms.
I've done that too. Yeah. And I always felt bad about it. To be fair, though, I never did it on their beds. I would always put a sheet down and we would do it on the floor. So I was a very respectful, classy whore.
I did it at the, this venue, the Aragon Ballroom.
I do.
I did it at the backstage doors with her back pressed against the backstage door.
Oh.
Yeah, standing up,
well,
which was not very comfortable. It was fun, but also a little uncomfortable.
Well, yeah, it's very awkward. I think sex standing up, unless the girl is bent over, otherwise it's really kind of awkward.
Yep. Charles Ashworth says the worst ones, David, are when you know that they are ugly to begin with. Jack Daniels, stay far away. Yes.
Yes, exactly. That's when you get down to the end of the night and you are one of the very few people left in the bar, and you're all eyeing each other, going, "Ooh, what's the least awful of the bunch?"
Well, and Conqueror Cam has a great point, and it's generally people are into dangerous things. I agree with that, but once you get to a certain age, you go, yeah, that's for someone else.
And I'm not saying it isn't fun to take risks. I love taking risks. I'm just saying there's a line that you cross when you start doing things like hooking up with, the sketchy massage place around the corner.
Bashful says marrying an online hookup, bad idea.
Ooh, yes, that is a bad idea. However, we do know at least one couple that met that way. They met online, had an online relationship for several years, met and then married.
Yeah, that's true. And they're still married to this day.
And they're still married.
It's been 6 days, so let's keep a count.
I know. We're rooting for them.
Container Man says that's when you fuck, then you leave. Yes.
Fucking run.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Goddamn Bacon says, fun fact, octane raises the flash point, and that's why race gas is used. Okay. Fun fact.
Fun fact.
I know nothing about that
Cheers.
stuff. Godspeed Super Beast, still the best name. I always liked having sex in the wrong places, I think is what he meant to say. Yes, that could be fun. It could be dangerous. It could be adventurous. It could be cool. But there's also places that you regret having sex in, like some dirty, sleazy motel like I did once in the mid 80s, where you're looking around going, if I screw her the right way, at best, a cockroach is going to crawl into my ass. And that's the best thing that happens tonight. Tour
bus sex. That's the worst. And it's so degrading too, because no matter what kind of thing you've got going on with the musician, it's still just icky because you're in a bunk and you're surrounded by other band guys and other people, and there's no privacy whatsoever. It just feels really, really skanky.
Yep. And Container Man says pickup truck bed at 2 a.m. under the full moon. See, that's not bad. I think that's kind of cool.
I mean, aside from,
it depends where he's parked though. If it's in a
and if he's a werewolf, then you're fucked.
Yeah. Werewolf aside, if you're in, just like a rest stop parked.
Oh my God. I mean, you're going to walk away with scabies at the very least.
Yeah. I guess it depends on where you have that car.
Yeah, I think location is everything.
And Larry called out the exact motel I was thinking of, which is JC Motel back in Chicagoland area. Yes, that place, we called it No-Tell Motel, and for a reason, not good.
Another place you don't want to have sex in a cornfield. There are spiders all over that shit. You have no idea. You think cornfield, pretty cool, isolated. No, you're not alone. There are 5,000 spiders on one stalk of corn.
Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, you don't want one of those things, watching you have sex, let alone leaping onto you and participating in the act.
Charles Ashworth, pool table in friend's girlfriend's garage. Wow, that's as close to a Jodie Foster as I've seen.
Good or bad?
Yeah, right?
Sounds good.
Yeah, but it's in a friend's girlfriend's garage. A pool table in the garage has a different characteristic.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you've got like the hot summer night thing going on. You've had a couple of wine coolers. I'm not projecting anything here. Could be okay.
Oh, we have Sunshine Cooper joining us. Hello.
Cheers.
Welcome.
So we're talking about bad ideas. Right now, bad ideas as they pertain to sex. And I think we can all agree that certain sex in public scenarios, very bad idea. Drunken hookups with an ex, also a bad idea.
Yep. Guardian of Chaos, another bad idea. Sex outdoors at night, mosquitoes everywhere.
Ooh, yeah. No, you don't want to get a mosquito bite anywhere in your nether regions. And I've had that happen.
Yeah.
It's horrible because in Chicago, I mean, we were
infested with mosquitoes.
We were right by a retention pond. And once our townhouse community decided to stop spraying for mosquitoes, in the summer, it was just walls of mosquitoes. And we would sit outside and I'd be dressed, similar to how I am now. And I would come inside and I would just have lines of mosquito bites all over me. Just, ugh.
This one girl had me screw her in a field, but it was an open field that was completely cut grass. So, I mean, it's just like empty land.
Right.
And even though it was at night and it was dark, I'm thinking to myself, and a cock could just pull up on the side street right here and I'm like done. I'm done.
Because they can see you plain
Yeah.
as day. There's nothing hiding you.
I did not enjoy that one bit.
No, I like to be able to get into sex, and I hate the feeling that at any moment it's going to go horribly wrong.
Guardian Chaos says pimply bit ass. Yes.
Thank you. Yes, that's exactly what it was. And it was as sexy as it sounds.
Yep. Bob Saget, which I'm sure is the real name. Hey,
Bob
welcome.
Saget's here.
Welcome.
Yeah.
My wife deep-throated a 14-inch dildo on a helicopter. No bullshit, 100% serious. Well, I want to know.
Was it a good idea or a bad idea? Because right now it sounded awesome.
It sounds like a hell of a story.
Sounds like a fucking rockin' time.
And I want to know who measured the dildo.
Yeah. Now, was that before or after? And was it to prove a point? Was she going for the Guinness Book of World Records? I mean, we need clarification here.
We need context on why someone would deep throat in a helicopter.
Yeah, what led up to this series of events?
Yeah, unless she did this under duress, I need to know more.
We have many questions here.
We have many, many questions.
Because I'm so intrigued. I see Rob and Slim have joined us.
Rob and Slim joining just in the nick of time.
I see I have a question from Shane's Vlogs. Do you agree with sex on the first date? Yeah, absolutely.
Nothing wrong with that.
If timing is right, if you're both into each other and you're ready for it and you're not making a bad decision, then have at it. I mean, I've had sex on the first date many, many times. It's as awesome as you want it to be.
Bob Saget comes back with, my wife can take anything. That's good to know.
He just answered all of our questions with one sentence.
That's it.
Well.
All right. And he also had sex in a dark alley, which I think is acceptable. 100%.
Well, your wife is my hero.
Yes. and that you call her your wife in stride. I love that. That's
fuck yeah, you own that shit.
You own that shit. And to answer your question, Bob Saget, what is the perfect date? It's the next one.
The perfect date? Huh.
Yeah, what's the perfect date?
Well, personally speaking, and this is just how I like to do things, I like to have sex first.
On your first date?
Well, no.
No,
just the perfect date, not the perfect first date.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, I took that wrong then.
No. Start with the sex. Have fucking awesome sex. And
because by the time you get home and drunk, it's not going to be good.
Throw it out. Yeah, just have all of the great sex. Then you go out for just amazing dinner. Like the best fucking food you can find. Love it. Love each other. Have great conversation. Drink. Have fun. Go to a speakeasy afterwards. Maybe see a burlesque show. Easy for me to say. Go home and then fall asleep with your partner.
Yep. Robin Slim said, bad idea. Doing a show with Robin Slim.
Yeah.
Actually, he just said doing a show with Slim. He didn't use his own name.
And nobody likes Slim.
And Bashful, of course, sex on acid, bad idea.
Oh my God, terrible idea. It's so bad. I went to, and I've told this story before, went to Jamaica with a rock star. Biggest asshole on the face of this planet. 1, laced one of my joints with cocaine. Horrible person. 2, decided to give me mushrooms. I took them. And he broke up with me while I was tripping on the mushrooms. So that's when I decided to throw a dead jellyfish at his face.
Oh, see, now, Container Man, perfect idea. And also, between your bad experience and my bad experience, he came up with the perfect experience, which is sex in a green wheat field. When it's about 3 feet tall, no one can see you.
Oh, well, there you go. That takes care of everything. And bring a blanket. I see our friend Godspeed Super Beast says, sex on the beach, on the ocean, sand everywhere. Yes.
That's a problem.
Yeah, we've talked about this here before. Sex in water and sex on the beach are just bad ideas all around. It's squeaky, it's grainy, it's uncomfortable. It's not as hot as you think it is.
It's not hot at all. No one, I don't like the feeling of that sand all over. And I'm sure if it gets in places where you don't want it to go.
Imagine having that, rolling around inside your cock. I mean.
Wait, thinking about it. Thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take a hard pass.
Okay, good. I'm glad you considered that thoroughly.
Sex on acid is like having sex with a plastic bag in a pool.
I don't find having sex while under any intoxicants to be good.
Right.
That's why my perfect date is to have sex first, because then you're having the best sex you can possibly have. You're not sloppy, you're into it. It doesn't take you 5 hours to fucking come. I'm not going to put my guy through that.
I'll take it.
5 hours of trying to make me come.
I'm in for the long haul.
That's no fun for anybody.
You know what? It's like a marathon.
No, it's not.
It becomes, a rite of passage at that point. You're like, I will break through this wall.
No, you won't. It's like Dante's Inferno.
True. Mayor Bear's here. Hey, Mayor Bear. Great to see you. Technically, she doesn't my wife, or she isn't my wife. I'm guessing what you're saying, Bob. So that woman with the dildo and the helicopter, by the way, I can't believe I'm saying those words in the same sentence. Dildo, helicopter, 14 inches, not your wife?
But your girl in some
your girl in some form of fashion, or are you just kidnap her? What are we looking at here? I need to
not
have
in chains in your basement, is she?
I need to have this for the authorities for later, just in case. Many
questions once again. So I think we've exhausted the sex conversation. And just thinking about generally bad ideas, we experienced this the other night. We were coming home from a bar with some friends of ours, and there were these 3 drunk girls walking toward us. And let me stress, they were actually walking toward Bourbon Street, not away from it, but toward. And they are hammered. They are hammered so hard, the 3 of them can't even stand up. They're all clutching each other as they walk. And these are little young girls. Maybe
they were 22?
22 at the
23?
most.
23?
And
they were young. But you know what? They were hot as fuck.
They were hot and stupid.
Oh,
so
yeah.
They had that going for them. And they were all wearing these tiny little dresses. And the chick in the center is the most drunk of the 3. And her dress is pulled up so that, as she's walking, you can see her panties. And it's not just like a little flash of panty. No, this dress is practically up around her belly button. That's how much you could see. Our friend sees this and she's like, I got to help these girls. She must not know that her panties are showing. And I'm going, oh, no, do not get involved with the crazy drunk chicks. But no, she's got to run up to her and has got to say, oh, honey, you got to fix yourself. We can all see what's going on down there. And this girl attacked our friend. She lunges at her.
Not in an angry way.
No, it was a drunken attack in either gratefulness or I don't know.
She was like trying to like give her a kiss in her cheek or something, and then she scratched her face.
It was the weirdest thing. So she's got these fake nails on, and her hand comes out and goes like this right across our friend's face. And she comes out with these scratch marks going down her cheek, and I'm like, oh my God, you're gonna get rabies now. Never, ever, ever intervene with drunken girls.
Don't poke crazy.
Don't poke the crazy.
Billy D says, yeah, sex first before dinner is a good idea. That way you're not all gassed up. Good point.
And then you can enjoy your dinner.
That's right. And eat whatever you want because then
right, I know.
There's no consequences.
You want to order chili for dinner, have at it.
Right?
Although, speaking of bad ideas, another bad idea that we had was going to this place called Clover Grill.
Oh boy.
It is our all-night, 24-hour-a-day dive hole shit diner on Bourbon Street. It's both a blessing and a curse because it's the best of the worst. You only go there when you are drunk. And we stumbled in there the other night. It was what, midnight, 1 a.m.?
Roughly.
Somewhere. And we're both sitting there. We're slumped over the counter. And I'm like, I need gravy fries. Gravy fries. And when you think of gravy fries, mostly you probably think of poutine. That's not how we do them down here in the South. No, they give you a bed of French fries and they smother it in country gravy, which is white gravy with sausage. It's so good.
It's so good, but you realize what a bad idea it is when you're waking up at 3 a.m. and you're yelling at me going, I didn't do it right.
Why did you let me do that?
Yeah, that's not my fault.
As if he could have stopped me. But yes, so that is a bad idea.
Bob Saget says, people put things in their privates and they use it for pleasure. Do you agree? Why, yes, I do. All the time. Lots of people do it.
If it's a Dr. Zaius doll, no. If it's a Flash Gordon doll, no.
If it's a light bulb,
no.
Maybe.
Ow, those break really easily.
Depends on the girl.
If it's alive, no.
Bob Saget wants to know, what's the weirdest thing you've done in bed? The weirdest thing is probably nothing. People would consider that to be weird for us to have done nothing in bed.
Yeah, I mean,
the weirdest thing, I guess, it's all relative to what people
depends on what you think is weird.
What you think is weird.
I mean, have we dressed up as furries? No.
No, we don't do the furry thing.
No,
thank
we're
God.
not furries. I don't know.
I can come up with a short list of things we haven't done.
I mean, we're pretty kinky otherwise. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't think there's any story one way or another.
Right. And it's everyone's personal kind of litmus and what they think is weird.
Right.
Yeah, because some people think that anything outside of missionary is weird.
Well, exactly. Yes. And we're far from that. I will tell you, I've seen some really unsettling porn.
Octopus porn?
Well, octopus porn is very weird, but needle play, I find it fascinating. I would never do it.
No.
Personally speaking, but it fascinates me.
Yeah, there you go.
So there you go.
Let's see. Larry says that Knob Creek doesn't seem to be going fast. I can tell it's the good stuff when David appears for a refill. Yeah, you're right about that, sir.
The Knob Creek 9-year is fine. It really is. I like that it has a higher proof on it because it does give it some more flavor, but it really does just taste like very oaky bourbon. Yeah. I feel like it's just a little too wily, and I can't believe I'm saying that about a 9-year, but there you go.
And Bob Saget says, I was watching porn the other day, and the guy pulls out and then goes and fucks her armpit. I was laughing so hard. Yeah, I don't understand the whole armpit fucking. I also don't get the toe thing.
Foot. We don't have a foot thing, which is good because I have horrible feet. But
lucky for me.
Lucky for you.
Godspeed, Super Beast. But I'm getting a T-shirt that says that. By the way, I'm now obsessed with this name. Midget porn rocks. Yeah. Hey, whatever rocks you, man. People dig what they dig.
And no, David does not dress as a brony. Thank you very much, Charles Ashworth.
Hey, you know what? He didn't say for how much.
You are not dressing as a My Little Pony. My niece dressed as a My Little Pony. All right, we're drawing the line there.
Hey, Toyman has just joined us. What's happening? Great to see you, brother. The goddamn bacon says at Bob Saget, I don't know what the thumbnail for that video was. Yes.
Ouch. No.
So yeah, the whole weird thing of what people consider weird for sex, it's so subjective.
It is. And that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be a bad idea to do it unless you feel really not good about it.
Well, the whole thing is if two people dig it, then what's weird about it?
Yeah, exactly. Then it's a perfectly fine idea.
Then it's totally cool. But the thing is, introducing something you feel may be weird to someone that you're not 100% sure, you better be pretty sure before you introduce that one thing.
Yeah, exactly.
That could be what we like to call a deal breaker.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And see, you know what? That is also a good thing that dinner is for. Dinner gives you a chance to review what just happened in a very non-confrontational setting. You can be casual. You can have a couple of cocktails and you can say, hey, you know what? Let's not do that again. Or let's try it this way next time.
Right. Well, and Bob Saget just asked, do you guys watch porn while fucking? No.
Nope. Not that we have anything against porn. Porn is lovely.
No, that's totally cool. We both watch porn, but we don't watch it while we're. No, why? It seems redundant.
It's a distraction.
And she's like, well, I'm kind of doing the same thing that I'm watching on TV. I don't know. I just don't find the value in it. But, I know people use it as kind of a way to get, it's their version of foreplay. I get that.
That's fine. I really think porn is more of a personal thing. It's more something that you do on your own. I don't really enjoy sharing it that much because we both have very different tastes in it. So.
Yep. Guardian of Chaos says Juliette stroking the glass.
Oh, Lord. Y'all.
You knew it was going to devolve into that soon.
This show always falls off the fucking rails at some point. Tonight, it is courtesy of Container Man.
Well, that one was actually Guardian of Chaos.
Oh, was that Guardian of Chaos? I'm sorry. I apologize, Container Man. I jumped to a conclusion and I was very wrong.
No, his comment before that was furries and riding crops. So he did just
all
much.
Right. Yeah, y'all are at fault here. This was a bad idea. Bad idea.
Bad Juliette. Bad Juliette.
Shut up. Well, it has been an absolute treat talking to y'all about bad ideas. We will be back hopefully next Monday night at 7 p.m. and we will have a usual studio setup. It won't be quite as chaotic as it is tonight. I won't be looking all over the fucking room for my notes that are not there. But in the meantime, I want to thank everybody who's been here and participating in the conversation. Oscar the Grouch was the very first person here, so thank you for that. Guardian of Chaos, you are a rascal, and we love you for it. Container Man, thanks for being here. Bashful of the Round Table. Our new friend, Bob Saget, great to have you here. And who's our God-shaped mommy hole? Was that it? What was it?
Oh, that was a friend from
Godspeed something.
Oh, Godspeed Super Beast. Are you kidding me? That's my new t-shirt.
Super Beast. And then we have Goddamn Bacon. You guys have the best fucking names, I swear.
Toy Man.
Toy Man, thank you for
Charles
being here.
Ashworth, Larry, our good buddy Larry. Billy D's.
Billy D's, Blended Whiskey, Mare Bear.
Dr. Fish.
Dr. Fish. Of course, Robin Slim. I love you too, sort of.
Shane's Vlogs. And a whole bunch of other people.
Y'all, if I'm missing you, I apologize.
Sunshine
I
Cooper
really do.
as well. And Mike Meyer and.
Now, remember, I do have a podcast. This is not a podcast. This is a live show. My podcast is called The Unwritable Rant, and you can find it on iTunes and wherever the fuck else you listen to podcasts. It's a storytelling podcast. I tell stories about my life. The current episode is about the time I was a stripper with my girlfriend.
Yep.
So you'll definitely want to check that out. And y'all, it's been a treat. We'll see you next Monday, 7 p.m. Cheers. You're still here? It's over.